So this trick that I'm about to explain to you won't work if you're trading another market. If you're trading stocks, if you're trading indices like this, where there's a lot of gaps, this trick is not going to help you as much as it would if you're trading in the Forex market. So what's the trick? Instead of worrying about the color of your candles, I advocate that you actually turn off the color and make them all black with a white background, or make them all white with a background. Invert the colors. The point being that you take away the difference between the two. Like I said, because price doesn't gap, you're normally able to read these candles very, very easily, meaning here you see a bullish candle that pushes higher. The next candle to its right, you know the open price will be right where that previous price closed, unless there's a news event, unless there's something that causes a gap, which even I would say for 60% of the news events that happen, you don't get a gap, maybe even 70 or 80% of the time, probably higher. I don't want to give you a statistic because I don't want to be, I don't have a solid statistic, but I would say at least 7 or 8 out of 10 times that you see news, you won't see a gap. So here, when you're reading these candles, you can basically read the Forex market like a book. Candle by candle. It goes up, the next candle opens next to it, comes down, the next candle opens next to it, goes up, and so on. So my theory, my point that I advocate for is to remove the colors of the candles, because I think the colors induce emotions. I think the colors get us wrapped up sometimes, and they can have us making stupid decisions when really, if we were paying attention to what the market was telling us, whether it be with indicators or whether it be with just price, we wouldn't be making that decision otherwise. So here's a good example of that. When you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bearish candles, big red candles breaking out for a new low of day, you could think to yourself in this situation, let me short it here. Oh man, let me short it here. Oh man, it moved down again. Let me short it here. I gotta get in now. I don't wanna miss it, right? And then what ends up happening, as you see where I have this square kind of blocking it, kind of not, it ends up pulling back on you before actually moving lower in your direction. So if you got induced emotionally when you saw that big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 push down here, and then ended up getting short, it ends up burning you. So how do you avoid this? Well, if we take off the colors, just double click on your trading view and make them one color, make them the same color. Now, when you see that move, it looks a lot less emotional, right? Taking the colors off these candles makes it a lot less emotional, so it prevents us from making those stupid emotional decisions. Today, I was short Euro USD. Now, this trade, because I'm using black candles, was pain-free, and I was able to manage it really well. I was out of this trade at about 32 pips right here, 109.01, but look, it ended up pushing about 48, 47 pips lower from my entry. If I'm using colored candles, when you start to see a green candle forming here as it pulls back up, you could get scared and close the trade. Emotions could be like, oh my God, the money's there, take your money, get out of the trade. That's not proper trading. That's not what you want to do. So again, here, not only does removing the colors keep you safe from getting into a trade when it's like FOMO, when you're chasing it, but it also says stay in the trade, don't get out yet, just because you're pulling back a little bit. Here, it was one green candle of pullback. This is a bearish candle, this is a bearish candle, this is a bearish candle. Look at all the bearish candles here. But you could get induced emotionally because of that color. The green and red do trigger psychological, I would almost call them barriers, levels in our mind. And if we start to see red, 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 and you wanted to short it, you're gonna feel some type of way about that. It's very hard not to. So to avoid that completely, take the colors off your candles. Again, this really works in Forex only because there are no gaps. If there was a gap here, you can't tell if it's a bullish or bearish candle just being black like that. You need the colors almost to tell you if it's bullish or bearish because it's not opening right next to the previous candle. But we don't have to worry about that.